Breaking news just in. A mysterious crimson storm has suddenly materialized over Earth's skies. Scientists are baffled, but eyewitnesses say it looks angry. Well, we've just received word on the source of this meteorological anomaly. And folks, you're not going to believe this. It turns out, Ares, the actual mythological Greek god of war, has just woken up from a rather lengthy 2,000-year nap. And what was the first thing he discovered upon his return? Twitter. Yes, you heard that right. Imagine the scene. Ares, the embodiment of brutal, glorious conflict, the patron of warriors and conquerors, stretches his divine limbs, cracks his knuckles, and decides to see what the mortals have been up to. He expects to find epic tales of conquest, glorious empires clashing on bloody battlefields. Instead, he finds flame wars, comment section arguments, and endless doom scrolling. He watches with growing horror as humans argue over pineapple on pizza, with the same ferocity they use to discuss international policy. He sees nations threatening each other with strongly worded tweets and digital sanctions. He scrolls through endless feeds cataloging every minor and major human conflict, from petty squabbles to global tensions, all condensed into 280 characters or less. A deep, guttural growl rumbles from his chest, shaking the very foundations of Mount Olympus, which is probably a Starbucks now. Pathetic, he snarls, his voice like grinding stones. These mortals, they've forgotten how to wage a proper war. This isn't battle, it's a glorified shouting match. He sees people fighting over memes, influencers feuding for clicks, and politicians trading insults like children. The raw, visceral art of warfare has been reduced to content. Disgusted but resolute, Ares decides it's time to remind humanity what real conflict looks like. He needs to show them the glory, the honor, the sheer, unadulterated chaos of a proper war. And how does a 2,000-year-old god announce his return in the 21st century? He gets with the times. He opens a new account. Real Ares, the OG. His first and only tweet is simple, direct, and terrifyingly concise. 3 words that shake the digital world to its core. War starts now. Within minutes, the tweet goes nuclear. The internet, in its infinite wisdom, immediately splits into 2 camps. Half the world is convinced it's the most brilliant, high-effort meme of the year. Parody accounts spring up instantly. Aphrodite likes this. Hades is my dad. Zeus needs to chill. The hashtag Ares is back starts trending, filled with jokes, reaction gifs, and people photoshopping Ares' face onto movie posters. Can't wait for the Ares vs. Chuck Norris collab, one user writes. Bet he can't even beat a level 50 warlock, says another. The other half of the world? They aren't laughing. They're frantically Googling how to build a backyard bunker and panic buying canned goods. Emergency broadcast systems are tested, conspiracy theories run wild, and doomsday preppers everywhere nod knowingly, saying, "I told you so." The world holds its collective breath, caught between cynical laughter and genuine terror. Is this a joke, or is it the apocalypse? Ares decides it's time for a more direct approach. He makes his grand debut on live television, interrupting every channel worldwide. There he stands, not in a crisp suit, but in a suit of terrifying custom-made armor forged from the battered hulls of modern tanks and fighter jets. He's holding a spear that crackles with raw, crimson energy. The camera zooms in on a flustered news reporter who somehow musters the courage to ask a question. Mr. Ares, sir? What is your message for humanity at this uncertain time? Ares leans into the microphone, his voice booming across the globe. My message is simple. Get off your phones. Get out of your chairs. Stop arguing in comment sections and fight like warriors. Where is your honor? Where is your glory? The reporter, looking pale, nervously follows up. So, just to be clear, no dance challenge to settle this then? Ares just glares, a look so intense it causes the camera lens to crack. His message is clear. Playtime is over. Every military on the planet mobilizes. Fighter jets scramble. Naval fleets set sail. and elite special forces are deployed. This is humanity's unified response. But they're fighting a god, and the rules of engagement are a little different. It's not a battle, it's a cosmic prank show. Missiles suddenly veer off course and start playing polka music from their internal speakers. Tank engines inexplicably seize up, only to display Error 404, Honor Not Found, on their tactical screens. Entire battalions of soldiers grind to a halt, not because of enemy fire, but because they've broken into a heated argument about whose Spotify playlist to use during the charge. One side wants heavy metal for motivation, the other insists that 80s synth-pop provides a better tactical rhythm. Ares just watches, bewildered. This isn't the glorious clash of wills he envisioned. This is a mess. His divine powers, meant to inspire courage and sow the seeds of epic conflict, are having bizarre side effects in the modern world. Instead of glorious last stands, he gets viral moments. In one instance, he prepares to obliterate an incoming military drone. He lets out a classic blood-curdling war cry, "For glory!" Right before vaporizing it with a bolt of energy. He expects fear. He expects awe. What he gets is his audio clipped and used in over 1 million TikTok videos, usually featuring someone dramatically opening a pickle jar or their cat falling off a sofa. He accidentally becomes a TikTok sensation. Glory Challenge starts trending worldwide. This is the final straw. Ares, the mighty god of war, finally understands. He looks out over the burning cities he helped create. But he doesn't see warriors locked in a struggle for survival or honor. He sees people live streaming the apocalypse. They're holding up their phones, adding filters to the mushroom clouds, and using hashtags like Yaks Apocalypse Vibes and War is Lit. They're more concerned with their follower count than the fire raining from the sky. They're debating which influencer is covering the end of the world with the best camera angles. A profound, soul-crushing realization hits him. They don't need him. Humanity has already perfected war in their own image. They've turned it into the ultimate form of entertainment. Conflict is no longer about territory or ideals. It's about engagement metrics, view counts, and viral trends. The battlefield is no longer soil and blood. It's servers and bandwidth. In this new world, Ares isn't a god. He's just another piece of controversial content. He looks at his own massive divine sword, a weapon that has ended empires and carved history. He once saw it as an instrument of glory. Now he sees it as a relic, a pointless antique in a world that would rather tweet about a sword than wield one. With a final, agonizing roar of pure rage and disappointment, he lifts the mighty blade and smashes it against the ground. But instead of fire and brimstone raining from the sky, something far more terrifying happens. Silence. A deafening, absolute silence. Every screen goes black. Every router light blinks out. Every satellite falls quiet. In his rage, Ares didn't destroy the world. He destroyed the internet. All of it. No Wi-Fi, no data, no memes, no hashtags, no notifications, no live streams. Just quiet. For the first time in decades, a strange and unfamiliar phenomenon occurs across the globe. People stop looking down at glowing rectangles in their hands. They look up. They see the sky, the clouds, the stars. They see each other. The arguments stop. The digital wars cease. The silence brings a strange, unexpected, and profound peace. As humanity stands blinking in the sudden quiet, the crimson storm in the sky begins to dissipate. Ares, his form fading back into the ether, whispers a final, melancholic message on the wind, unheard by any device but carried to every soul. You win, mortals. You truly win. But you'll miss me. And then, he is gone. The world is left to figure out how to live with itself, without the digital noise it mistook for life. The legend of Ares's brief, confusing return serves as a warning. Sometimes, the most terrifying war isn't the one fought with swords and shields, but the one fought for our attention, one notification at a time. Thanks for watching our tale from Legendary Myths. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more modern takes on ancient legends. You might want to do it now, before Ares decides to come back and start a war on your Wi-Fi. We'll see you in the next one.